guys, welcome to Ethics for Library and Information Professionals. My name is Laura Lenhart and I'm the facilitator and instructor for the course. Normally we will be having a video every week and they're usually supplemental to the written lectures. This week things are a little different since we're just getting started, and this video is a little bit more getting us all oriented with regards to how things are going to work this summer. A little bit about me. I'm a doctoral candidate at the School of Information Resources and Library Science. I have an MLS. I received it in 2008, and my background in libraries is mostly in public libraries working with kids and teens. I study the ethical and epistemological aspects of digital culture. It's pretty broad. I'm interested in a wide range of questions. For the most part, my dissertation focuses on intellectual property and the relevant reasons approach. It's very contextual and pluralistic. We're going to be talking a little bit more about some of the topics that I study and work on in my dissertation, and I'm really looking forward to doing that as well. The main thing that I'd like to talk about is this week's quiz. It's due Sunday before midnight. I used to use the introductory video to go over the schedule and the syllabus. But I've been reading a lot lately about teaching and education, and there have been a lot of studies about information retention and quizzing and testing. And it turns out that students are more inclined to remember information that they've been tested on. Given how important the information on the syllabus and the schedule is to the sort of smooth running of our course, I decided to start off the class with, rather than me going over it with you, a short quiz on some of the main points that are included on the syllabus and the schedule. So the idea is that you can take it over and over again, and you have to get 100. If you don't get 100, you're going to get a cranky email from me asking what's going on. It's not difficult, at least I don't think it's difficult, and it should be fairly straightforward. There are only 5 questions. They're either multiple choice or true-false. The downside of doing a quiz is that I'm not going to be talking about the answers to the quiz until everyone has at least taken it once. I promise that once everyone has attempted it at least once, I'm going to go over it and make sure that we're all on the same page. The final thing that I wanted to talk about is a little bit about my teaching philosophy. This isn't a class where I have a lot of information through lectures and other sorts of medium I present to you and you regurgitate back at me. Instead, this is a class that emphasizes questions to which we are all seeking the answers together. We may not find satisfactory answers, but the process through which we go about seeking the answers to those questions is supposed to make us better and more reflective professionals in the long run. Now, that means that the class is very student-centered. I take it that it's my job to model a particular way of thinking about and seeing these issues, as well as to bring up considerations that other people have thought are important. But what constitutes success in this class is not that you're able to regurgitate the ideas of others, but that you learn how to think through many of these issues on your own, and how to think reflectively and critically about the issues involved. Now, one of the things that means is that it's not going to be enough in the classes, in our discussions and the assignments, to simply say, well, the ALA's Code of Ethics says that this is what one ought to do in this situation. So, of course, that's what I'm going to do. Now, it may be that in terms of your actual job as a librarian, that would be what you should do, precisely because the ALA says it and your boss expects you to follow their line. But I would hope that you could critically reflect on whether or not it's a good idea to follow that policy on the basis of other deeper considerations other than the mere fact that the ALA endorses this particular course of action. Now, the reason that I think this is so important is because the library and information science field is changing very quickly. And that means that the American Library Association and your particular library may be called upon to make changes to the ALA's Code of Ethics. it may not be the case that you can merely appeal to established practice. You might have to figure out what new practices we ought to have in light of the new challenges that we face. As you can see, this week's video was actually pretty short. I just had a couple of things that I wanted to cover. I feel a little guilty sitting out here on my patio in Flagstaff, since I'm sure many of you are in Tucson where it is sweltering hot. At any rate, good luck. I hope this summer session goes really well. I'm very much looking forward to teaching it, and I hope you guys are looking forward to taking the class as well. Thanks.